that was rough. Let's not get that sick again. So, technically this video should have come out last Friday. And there are a few missing videos that should have come out between the last one I posted and this one. I'm sorry, but we are here now. Where did I disappear to? Well, I got real sick for 2 weeks. Classic me. And then as a result of that, I fell behind on my client work and I had to spend quite a bit of time catching up on that. You know how it goes. So we are a month into the experiment. A little bit over that actually, but don't worry about it too much. How's it going? Not great, to be 100% honest with you, but that is completely due to being sick. And that's just life. Sometimes you get all fricked up about a new project and then a virus comes along and completely knocks you on your ass and steals all of your brain power and your energy for an extended period of time. But it's the start of a new month. I'm feeling much better now. So first we'll talk about what did get done last month, and then we'll talk about what we're gonna focus on for this month. If you're using my Notion planning template, the first question in the review section is, did you complete all of the priority tasks from the previous month? If you did, what do you think contributed to getting them done? And if not, what do you think got in the way? And the answer for this month is mostly no. I had 4 priority tasks related to the goal of finding myself a completely new career within the next 90 days. And I got at least something done towards all of them, but none of them were 100% completed. I also had 2 personal goals. One of them was to study Spanish consistently, which did not get done. I did watch a fair amount of Soy Luna on Disney Plus with no subtitles, so I at least did get some listening comprehension in, but that was pretty much it. I also had the goal of correcting my shoulder that was causing me pain, and that one I did achieve. Even with getting sick, I was able to make all of my physio appointments, and now I'm pain-free, and I'm back to my pole dance training. Let's go through the other tasks one by one. So my first task towards finding myself a new career was to get myself set up for job hunting and networking, and I did complete a good chunk of work towards that. I wrote a resume for the first time in like 15 years, and I set up profiles, alerts, and notifications on several job hunting boards and services. I also looked into professional networking groups here in Toronto, and there are several. However, none of them felt like a good fit for me. A couple of them turned out to be paid career coaching programs, which might be useful, but it's not something that I really want to invest in right now. So I did spend some time on this, I just didn't find what I was looking for. The second task was publishing another video to my music channel, which I did complete. I also had the subtask of publishing some support content for it. Usually I add some pins to Pinterest, stuff like that, but that one did not get done. The main thing was getting the video up, which it did get done, so I would mark this one as complete. The third task was working on a science-backed planner that combines all of the principles from my favorite books on productivity and how to be a healthy, happy human being. And I did get some work done on that. I went back through 6 books that I had previously read on mindset, productivity, and I condensed them down into their most important principles and then created actionable steps based on those principles. That was as far as I got on that task. There was more books I still want to go through. I didn't get through the outline stage, so I'm going to call this one half complete. The last priority task was making the videos for this channel, and that obviously fell by the wayside big time. I got 1 weekly planning and review video published, and that was it. So this one does not get a check, not even half. To be fair, it's really hard to record when every time you talk, you start coughing violently. As for what got in the way, it was definitely getting very, very sick. I do think that if that had not happened, that I would have been able to get most of the tasks completed, if not all of them, so it is what it is. The second question in the review is, what were the challenges that came up? We're gonna leave getting sick to the side because there isn't really anything actionable there, but there was 2 other things that did come up. The first one was related to the job hunting and the networking, and the problem was that, if I'm being completely 100% honest with myself and you all, I don't think that I actually want a more traditional job. I like being a contractor and the flexibility that comes with that. And because I think I knew deep down that going down the more traditional job route wasn't the right move for me, it created a lot of resistance when I sat down to work on that task. I honestly just think that I'm better at my job when I have the freedom to do it my way. Your body and your subconscious knows, and they will fight you when you try to do things that are out of alignment. I think I just felt like, how can I set a goal of finding a new career without including job hunting in that process? And to be completely honest, I was mostly worried about what other people would have to say about that. Like, the audacity of this, who does she think she is? Well, I think I'm somebody who has been completely self-employed for more than 10 years and can probably continue to do so. And really, what's the worst that would happen if somebody did have something to say about it? I feel kind of sad or uncomfortable for a day or so. As far as worst case scenarios go, that's not so bad. And then the second challenge was that while I did get the music video published, it was a complete flop. No traction whatsoever. Not even a single view, and that's probably because it got a grand total of 2 impressions. If you're not familiar with YouTube analytics, that means it was only ever shown to 2 people on either their homepage or a sidebar feed or in search results. Oof. So then the next question in the review is, what was the result of those challenges? Meaning, what decisions did you make based on them? Let's stick with the music channel for a second. With that one, I decided that it's probably not the best use of my time and I need to let it go. Now, I fully understand that YouTube takes time and you cannot expect results overnight. But I've actually been working on this goal since December of 2024. I've published 12 or 13 videos and it's just not getting anywhere. My audience isn't growing, my reach is actually going down with each video that I publish, and I just think it's a non-starter. I feel sad about this decision because I genuinely do enjoy making these videos, but they take a lot of time to create and I just feel that my time would be better spent elsewhere since I'm not seeing any results at all currently. I'm also gonna put a pin in actively searching for a job. Is probably not the right path for me, and again, I just feel I would be better off spending the time on something else. I think the biggest takeaway for me was that, yeah, after looking into it, I think working a more traditional job at one company is probably just not right for me. To be fair, I hadn't looked at the job market in a very long time at this point, so I just didn't know what was out there. Having looked into it now, I'm like, yeah, okay, I think I would prefer to continue being a contractor or running my own business, despite all the ups and downs that comes with that. It just suits my lifestyle and my personality better. What do you feel you could have improved upon this month? Would have loved to have not gotten sick. That would definitely have been more optimal. But it's not something that was in my control. I don't think that I got sick because of a lack of sleep or not eating properly or not exercising. It was just bad luck and possibly from taking public transportation in Toronto. Other than that, I don't really feel like I got enough solid work in yet to know what could be improved upon. So I guess just putting in more work would be the improvement for next month. Fingers crossed I stay healthy. I usually do. I just seem to get like a really bad virus once a year and almost always right after I get back to Canada for some reason. Why are you all so sick here? I know, it's the weather. What do you feel went well this month? Well, my first week went well and was super productive, so that was cool. And then things got way off track, but that's okay, we're pulling it back in now. Another thing that I think went well was that as I was going through the books on productivity and mindset and all that good stuff, I was incorporating the principles from those books into my daily journaling and planning practice. Yeah, there were a lot of things that I had forgotten and that are quite helpful. I'm really glad that I'm using this project to revisit them, and I'm really excited to share the first draft of it with folks and get some feedback and see what other people think about it. How was your mood and energy throughout the past month? Bad, to be honest. The virus, whatever it was, just completely sapped my energy, and it took more than 2 weeks to really start to feel normal again. It was very much not linear progress either. I'd have a day where I felt better, and then the next day I was like flat on my butt again. Frustrating, but again, there was nothing to do but ride it out. So based on what happened this month and the results that you did or didn't get, what do you think should be prioritized for the next month? Since I have scrapped the job hunting and the music channel, this month, I'm gonna focus on creating that science-backed planner. I have a bunch more books that I'd like to go through, and then I need to start outlining it. I have some ideas about how to do it as a digital version first, maybe through Notion, maybe I'll just build my own custom app, but I have thoughts about how I want it to function and how I want it to be laid out. And other than that, I'm not gonna add anything else to the goal of new career in 90 days for this month. I had a client get back to me on 2 outstanding projects that I've been waiting on them for that are fair sized. So I'd really like to try and wrap those up this month if I can. We'll see. So I don't actually know how much time I will have outside of the client work, and what I do have, I want to spend working on that planner. And then I do have a couple of personal goals as well. Since I achieved my goal of getting my shoulder to be pain-free last month, now I'm gonna work on rebuilding my strength and my endurance for pole dancing. I am stoked about that because I have really missed doing it. And I will keep on top of foam rolling and stretching lots so that my shoulder and my back don't get all jacked up again. And and I'm going to carry over the goal from last month of working on my Spanish regularly because I am nowhere near fluent. I have a very long way to go on that one, but I love learning languages, so I'm excited to put the work in. Okay, that's it for today. If you have questions about anything I talked about, the planner, just let me know in the comments. If you'd like your own copy of the Notion planner, it's linked in the description of this video. I am very much looking forward to being back on track, and I will see you next week.